Good morning. You may be seated.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning.
Judge. This morning, we're on the record in the matter of the sugar marriage. You all should have in front of you a document. Oh, it is coming. And we're here today to dissolve our relationship with sugar. We have, once you have this document, you will be able to complete the document.
I'll take the interest. Because you're at afternoon session.
Okay, in that first line, your name goes there. And in the second line is sugar. Our case number today is 2025 UARC sugar divorce. In the year of our Lord 2025. This petition for divorce was filed by you are the petitioners that have filed for the divorce. And the court is recognizing the seriousness of the issue that is being presented and desiring to bring humor to the situation. We're going to make some whimsical findings. Some of us have had that relationship with sugar longer than others, and it may be devastating to us at this point, but we know that it is in our best interest. Now I'm going to try to think of something that is unique in our relationship. We know that we have Sister Pound Cake here, and we know that Brother Sweet Potato Pie is somewhere in the audience. So we know that there are some things that we have more difficulty releasing than others.
That's right.
Some of us have the M&M fetish or the Twizzler fetish that we are working with. So those are some of the unique qualifiers for your divorce. You know, some have the macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
That we, and the dressing that will be coming with the turkey later this month, that is going to be difficult for us to give up. And let's not talk about the mashed potatoes with the mountain of gravy that's rolling across.
You don't go on the preaching, Judge.
He's a preacher. So, you know, there's so many things that we grew up accustomed to.
Yes.
Our biscuits and gravy.
That's right.
Well, yes, so these unique relationships that we have are not in our best interest. So you need to put your name in as the petitioner at the bottom, and sugar is our responding party. And each one of us has a different day that we began this unholy matrimony with these sweets. And we need to identify when we became so accustomed to having them. Because, you know, a lot of our parents didn't let us have sugar, so we couldn't wait till we became an adult so we could have our sugar. You say, everything Mama didn't give me, I'm going to get when I'm grown. That was sugar and a few other things. So it was unhealthy. And this bond began, and you can tell what year your bond began.
That's right.
But we saw that there began to be a breakdown of the relationship. The breakdown of the sugar-laden marriage, when our grocery cart was filled with more sugar-producing items than it was fruits and vegetables. So there was a breakdown. we became accustomed to excessive sweetness.
Yes.
Excessive. Then we started to use the sugar substitutes,
Yes.
which only made us crave more sugar.
That's right.
So, I understand that the petitioners have some witnesses this morning.
Your Honor, we want to let our advocate, Attorney Pete James, speak briefly on our behalf.
Okay, so we will take opening statements from our advocate.
Come on, Judge Jamison, thank you.
Yes, we'll have opening statements from our advocate. And you can use the advocate stand here.
Good morning, Your Honor,
Good morning.
and good morning, the Coalition and Advocates who
Yes.
are here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Everybody is alive. This morning, we want to share just a brief testimony as to why we're here. And as an advocate, certainly I have a personal testimony, Your Honor, as to the need to divorce heavy use of sugar. Some sugar is good,
All right.
and some sugar is healthy, but too much
That's right.
is why we're here.
Yeah.
And so as an advocate, but I think it'd be helpful if I gave you a little bit of background, my background, and
Maybe we
explain
could
it.
start with our name.
Yes, yes. My name is Got so relaxed. My apologies, Your Honor. I am Pete James, Attorney Pete James. I'm also an ordained elder,
Yeah, come on,
and
sir.
usually give my Supreme Court number 00145559, and I've been in practice for a little over 40 years. And I don't think I've been in your courtroom, but I do know of you. And I know of the Honorable Judge Page as well. I think it's important when we talk about sugar is how we got here.
Yes.
How we got here. I grew up in New York, a very diverse city. And my dad, every Saturday morning, went to the Jewish bakery, the German bakery, the Italian bakery, the black bakery, and you know those big white boxes with the strings?
Come on, sir.
Every Saturday. So we grew up with, how many have ever had a jelly donut?
Yeah.
A real jelly donut, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we had all kinds of Kaiser rolls and bagels and so on and so forth. And when I was a youngster, this is how I grew up. Every Sunday, vanilla ice cream and pound cake, apple pie. Every Sunday, we look forward to that. And there was 8 of us. So everybody got what my dad said, a sliver of cake and a little ice cream. So you grew up like that. Let me fast forward. In 2016, I was having problems with my health. I was passing out, driving. It only lasts a few seconds, Your Honor. But it was serious enough for me to pay attention. And probably, almost 60 at that time. I decided to have a calcium scoring test for my professionals. A calcium scoring test to see what it was, whether I had a blockage or what was causing me to pass out like this. Very few seconds, and I'd come back, even driving. Well, my calcium scoring test came out to be about 1,500. That is all of the blockages within your body. My wife is from Georgia, and she ate off of the land. They had a big garden. They had their chicken coop, right? And they didn't have a lot of meat. They had substitutes for meat. They only had chicken on Sunday. Her calcium scoring test was 15. We're about the same age.
Wow.
Now my problem was this. When I went and had the stress test, Your Honor, and this is related to the sugar and so on, I'm on the treadmill. This is kind of funny because they started me on 7. I said, no, I have to build up. started me on 3. It let me build up to 7. No. They had me strapped up wire. They had the fluid in me so they could see, what was happening with the heart. After about 2 or 3 seconds, they said, stop. Call the surgeon, the cardiovascular surgeon. You need heart surgery now.
Wow.
Can you imagine the shock?
Yeah.
And telling you that you had to have open heart surgery now?
Yeah.
I couldn't pray, doctor. But my wife could pray. She got on the phone and called as many people as she prayed for me. And I thank God that my Dr. Fleischman was able to correct that with stents. So today I have 2 stents in my heart as a result of that sugar, excessive sugar. Now I'm going to be truthful. The other day I went to Jimmy John's and I got a sandwich with roast beef, lettuce, tomato, a little mayo, and a little mustard. Yesterday we had our Halloween. I see all the baskets here. And we're divorcing ourselves from Halloween, for candy. I did take a minute out of under the basket.
Well, we might have to think of whether or not we're going to hold you in contempt.
But the issue is this, our children.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about our children, the legacy. My wife and I have a small school, Mansion Day School, that is right in the community we serve. And I watch these children come in with Lunchables. So it's sugar and it is salt. At the store, though, I do see some reprieve because I see more people using the apps to determine what is in these packages.
That's right.
74% of packages are full of sugar.
That's right.
Your cereals, goods, and so on and so forth. We have to read the labels. But in divorcing sugar, we have to know our numbers.
That's right. That's
We have to know our numbers. So the question today is, when we do our own research and we know our numbers, do you have time for a little personal side note? Do we have? She said yes. She gave me a smile. She said yes.
That was yes.
Listen, am I talking too much?
No, you're not.
Okay. We get, I'm going to preside over this.
Okay.
Amen. So, Mr. James.
Yes.
We're going to ask you to wrap up your opening statement shortly so that the bailiff can collect your exhibits, and then you can call your witnesses.
Very good. Very good. So,
I'm sorry.
my personal testimony, you've heard that. Each one of us has a personal testimony regarding the impact of high sugar. We talked about our children and the issue with making sure that we eat healthy. And so today, as we ask the court for a divorce from use of high sugar, let's all think of ourselves individually and how sugar has impacted our lives, our family lives, our children's lives, and make the decision that we are going to divorce high sugar. Thank you.
So I'm going to ask our bailiff to collect your exhibits that you brought in your buckets today.
Nasty.
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll see, hold your buckets up. Some of them actually thought they were coming here to go trick or treat, looking for candy. But we wanted them to know that this whole simulation was to help them to relieve themselves, disconnect, and as your divorce decree says, break off your relationship with sugar. So, Judge, thank you for letting me say that part of being out of order. I'm just not saying.
I have a timer. I have a timer. Oh, yes. We got to collect our exhibits. If I need to get a deputy to help my bailiff collect the exhibits, do I need to get a deputy to help collect the exhibits?
You get to keep your bucket, you gotta keep it in your hand.
Lord. And once we collect all of the exhibits, you know the court gets to keep the exhibits.
And she got a glove on.
Oh, yes. Yes, we're handling food. Yes.
There it goes.
So once at the end of the hearing, the exhibits will be admitted into evidence and the court keeps the exhibits. Amen.
Absolutely, amen. Going to the court.
And Mr. James, you may call your first witness.
Dr. Versa, you approach the stand, please.
Please take the witness stand.
On now?
And good morning. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may be seated. And state your name for the record.
Yes, it's Dr. Roberta Joseph.
If you will, give your testimony as to why sugar, high use of sugar is important.
Yes. Okay.
First, doctor, if you could state your qualifications and what you do, and then we'll hear from your testimony.
Thank you. So good morning. Thank you, Your Honor, and good morning to members of the court. My name is Dr. Roberta Joseph, and I am a movement disorder neurologist. So I treat patients that have primarily Parkinson's disease and also dementia. I work at the Columbus VA, where I am the chief of neurology there, and run our movement disorder clinic and our Parkinson's clinic there. So I'm delighted to be here today to share with you about sugar and the havoc it has on your body, and most importantly, your brain. So as a neurologist, I'm a brain doctor. And I unfortunately have to see people when the sugar and everything has gotten too bad, when you have memory problems, and you know, Parkinson's disease is a whole nother disorder that has to do with tremors and other issues with movement in the body. But I can tell you about sugar. It does wreak havoc on the brain. It kind of hijacks the brain because in toxic levels, or just having too much of it, it creates inflammation. And that can be toxic to our neurons, our nerve cells in the brain. And it also causes shrinkage of an area in the brain called the hippocampus, which is needed for your memory. So we look at that, you know, Alzheimer's, we're seeing more and more of that. Alzheimer's, we're seeing more and more of that occur, and we're calling that actually the third diabetes, because that's our next kind of epidemic that we're seeing, yes. And so sugar is a major cause of that, and sugar forms in all different types of ways. We talked about, Your Honor, our mashed potatoes, our biscuits and gravy, our, you know, and I love making the macaroni and cheese, but that's even a offender too, because all of that gets broken down, those carbohydrates get broken down to sugar. So we really do need to divorce ourselves from that, because it's as protective to us. We need to divorce ourselves from this reliance on too much of the sugar even when we, drink coffee, I drink coffee and tea without adding sugar. I don't add anything. I don't add the sugar to it anymore. Because actually, you get to actually taste the tea. When we put all the honey, when we put all the honey and the sugar into that, we don't actually get to appreciate the tea anymore. So, yes, do you have something to say? Oh, yes, for me, okay. Oh, yes. And so, as a way to also highlight the fact and the importance of our mind and our brain, I'm going to be hosting an event called Mind Matters Brain Health Awareness Day. And we've partnered with UARC on this, which will be there hosting a table as well. We'll have a panel that will be discussing about brain health. We have expert panelists from Ohio State, Ohio Health, Mount Carmel. We'll also have physical therapists. We will have a wellness room where we'll do Reiki, massage therapy, put on a VR headset, learn how to do mindfulness meditation, and learn how to treat your mind right and to be healthy, and so that we can all be healthy. As we age, we want to keep our mind. We want to have our memory. And even as you're still aging, we want your mind to stay right. And so we want to work on how we can all, as our community, be better, because we've had too much reliance on this sugar. It's been in our culture, and we need to divorce ourselves from it.
And what's the date of your event?
Yes, so the date of the event is November 23rd. It will be at OSU Healthy Community Center from 2 to 5. So November 23rd. So this is right before Thanksgiving. I'm doing this purposely so that we can learn about what we should be eating. There'll be healthy cooking demonstrations. So we'll show you how you can cook something better than all the bad things that we've been eating.
So we have to divorce ourselves from honey?
Oh.
Well, yeah, honey, honey gets converted into sugar, so it's a little bit better than some of the, granulated sugar that we use. It's a little bit better than that. But I think if we can try to release ourselves from this reliance on sweeteners to sweeten everything. We sweeten things too much. Sometimes we're putting 3, 4, 5, 6 packages of it. My mom is a fat offender, and I told my mom, cut that down. The sugar, she put 6 packages. I said, try 3, and then go down to 2. And then, so we need to, slowly try to wean ourselves from this addiction. It actually becomes an addiction, because I didn't tell you, Your Honor, the sugar actually helps increase dopamine levels in our brain. And then you want more and more of it. Dopamine is a feel-good chemical in our brain, but there are other ways to release dopamine. Exercise. Exercise helps us release dopamine, so we can get that feel-good feeling without the reliance on sugar.
You have any further questions for this witness, Mr. James?
The address of the Healthy Community Center, please.
Yes, the address of the Healthy Community Center is 1600 East Long Street, and that's in Columbus, Ohio. Yes, so 1600 East Long Street, the OSU Healthy Community Center, November 23rd.
You have any more questions?
I have no other questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about sugar? Yes. Thank you. You may be seated. You can be seated, Mr. James. Okay. Ms. Woodward, would you state your name and your occupation for the court?
With pleasure. Your Honor, my name is Shonda Weedall. I am the director for the Franklin County Office of Aging. My job is to ensure that our Franklin County seniors have what they need to age in place safely and securely.
Okay. And can you tell us, through your occupation, what your findings have been about the use of sugar among the aged?
Absolutely. So aging in place for our seniors, for every senior is different. But the major component, in order to age in place, we need to be able to do so healthy. And what that means, you've heard testimony from Dr. Joseph regarding how sugar affects the body. But what we know is that, excessive use of sugar contributes to increased risk around cardiovascular health, dementia, diabetes, things of that nature. And when you're dealing with ailments, that takes up a lot of time and a lot of resources, and that means that seniors may not be able to pay their rent. That may mean that seniors may not be able to afford gas just to go to the doctor because they've spent so much time, in other places and spaces. And so we want to make sure that our seniors have access to this information, because aging in place is not as simple as just some of the other services that we provide, such as meal delivery, transportation to your doctors, grab bars, minor home repair. We also fund other programs such as Walk with a Doc. I don't know if people know that. We fund other programs that help seniors get active, such as our e-gaming initiative. And I know we have one of our partners here today, which focuses on other ways to be addicted to healthy living. So we want to make sure, like I said, that this information is available to our seniors so that our other programs really contribute to the overall health and successful journey of our seniors. Our services in the Franklin County Office of Aging start at 60 and go to the end of life. We have the opportunity earlier this year to recognize over 13 seniors in Franklin County who have reached the age of 100. And so now strategies such as reduction of sugar and healthy living and being active are showing every day in our residents' lives through the proof of having so many seniors that have reached the age of 100 and older just here in our backyard. The other thing I want to note is that we also know that Franklin County is the fastest growing county of all 88 counties of the aging demographic, with 38 seniors turning 60 every day. And so we have a lot of work cut out for us in the information advocacy and making sure that seniors are aware of what resources are out there and what are the healthy alternatives to sugar addiction.
So what are the healthy alternatives?
Awesome, glad you asked. So at the Franklin County Office on Aging, we actually have a lot of fun with what we do. Just a few months ago, we hosted our first ever Heart and Soul Walk, which focused on cardiovascular health as well as foot health for our seniors, in partnership with one of our local entities, Maurice Claret.
Yes.
Yes, clap for that. We bring out our resources and other entities out there. I know we had a Medicare representative out there to educate our seniors around all of the different options. We also host and fund programs such as the Senior Wellness Jamboree that was hosted last 2 weeks ago in partnership with Columbus Parks and Rec. We host and fund the Caring for Caregiver event that will be hosted at the Boathouse tomorrow at the Boathouse, where there will also be a host of other resources available for seniors to get connected. We also know that our seniors are plagued with social isolation and loneliness.
Yes.
And so we do a lot of work on making sure that seniors have places and spaces to come together, get connected, and so that they're not in danger of resulting to sugar use because they're lonely. So if you follow us on any of our social media, we have a newsletter. You can give us a call at 614-525-6200. There are so many things in the community. We are a resource-rich community, and we're not the only entity. We also have the pleasure of having partnerships with the Central Ohio area on aging, some partnerships with AARP as well as Age Friendly at Ohio State, where we all make sure, and women to women, but don't leave women to women out, as well as our Delta Deers of the infamous Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. But we are very connected in the community and making sure that advocacy is a big component, because like I said before, aging in place isn't a transaction, it really is a community initiative to come together and make sure that our seniors have what they need. This information is key, because healthy living is a major component.
And did you bring any brochures with you today for the aging community that is here? Because some of us don't remember that phone number you just gave us.
I didn't, But I do have staff that will be here today
Okay.
and bring some of that information. But most of the folks here know how to find us.
Okay. Well, see, now
I got my
that I've reached the age of 66, I might I am a member of this community now.
I love it.
So, do we have any additional questions for Ms. Whitney? Thank you so much for your testimony. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
They did not give me a witness list, so we will call for the next witness. And do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm, Your Honor.
Okay, you may be seated.
And I am Ingrid Richards Adams. I am a PhD. I'm a registered nutritionist. And my work and my research is focused on helping individuals make healthy eating decisions as a registered dietitian.
And what was your dissertation?
My excellent question, Your Honor. So I have a PhD in education from Iowa State University, and I have a PhD, a double PhD in nutritional sciences. So the goal and the purpose of my PhD, yes, we have a lot of advances in nutrition in the US, but people are not making behavior changes. So my goal, I work with a low-income population, and I developed a method of behavior change that I implemented in this low-eating population to get them to make healthy decisions for the benefit of their children.
And how do they make these healthy decisions when we have so many food deserts in Columbus?
Yes, excellent question, Your Honor. You could have been a member of my committee. Yes, just to answer that question, Your Honor. So the method of behavior change that I developed is called a critical thinking approach to nutrition decision, making these decisions. So the first thing in this model is that I provided accurate information to the parents. And I think that is where sometimes we fall short. There's so much information out there. And sometimes it's hard to really sift through the information. So I provided that right information. I provided empowerment. Because many times when people have challenges, we need to be aware of this. So I provided empowerment. I provided times for reflection. Why are you doing this? Why is this in the best interest of your children? And I think at times we ask people to make decisions without giving them the tools to reflect and to think and to reason. Why are you doing this? Is this in your best interest? And yes, Your Honor, even though I live in an environment that is maybe a desert, a food desert, how can I make the best choices for my children at that time? I also taught them problem-solving skills. And I taught them goal setting, because we want people to make goals, and again, that whole ability to reflect on our decisions. And I think many times that is lacking. We do not present that opportunity for people to think, to first of all have all the information they need, accurate information. There's so much out there in social media. As dietitians, registered dietitians, we are tasked with providing accurate nutrition information. So that's a model I developed, and I've seen that model being very effective for the people that I work with.
So we heard Mr. James speak of the bakery runs that were done every weekend. What would you suggest to to replace the jelly donuts.
Excellent, Your Honor. And that is what we are about as registered dietitian nutritionists. Teaching individuals to make more nutrient-dense choices. So
what would be the
yes, Your Honor, I'm moving in that direction. I'm moving in that direction, Your Honor. So something that is whole wheat based. I know we know there are not whole wheat donuts, but I'm throwing that out there. That might be a good business. Start a whole wheat based donut shop. But I am thinking instead of maybe a donut, maybe a whole wheat scone. Yes, that's whole wheat. And anything else. You know, we think of donut as the only choice, but there are other choices. We can make an oat-based choice. With oats, we don't have to use sugar. We can add some dates. We can add some flaxseed. We can do so much more, and that could be a good choice. And I could go more into more other choices, but I respect our time. So
I want the judge to get at me again.
yes. So I wanna highlight our role as dietitians.
Yes.
So when we talk about divorcing sugar, I am all for divorcing sugar, but I want you all to know that you were first married in a family. Yes, and this family, the last name ends in O's. Glucose, sucrose, fructose. You may not realize it, but when you took that vow and you got that beautiful rock on your hand that you were just going all over and exposing, right? You were married into that family. And that family brings a lot of the sugary drinks, of glucose. When you drink that sugary drink, 16 teaspoons of sugar. When you drink that latte, 26 as many as 26 teaspoons of sugar. You have to know who you were married, the family you were married into, and now that you are divorcing them, they will come back at you. They are sneaky. They would sneak in. Yes, Dr. Joseph. They sneak in. Read your labels. And I'll close shortly, Your Honor. I am encouraging you. Yes, you are divorcing the person you married, the sugar, but you would have a void. And I am encouraging you, even though that you are divorcing sugar, some of the relatives are very good. Don't cut ties with them. You know how you must stay in good relations with your in-laws? Some of them are outlaws, but these are in-laws. Right? And your good in-laws would be fruit.
Come on now.
Vegetables. So when you cut ties, yes.
Not too many grapes.
Yes. So the grapes, yes, there's sugar, but as dietitians, we build it into healthy eating pattern. So we take the grapes, we add some non-starchy vegetables, and we create a very balanced plate. And I am going to respect my other colleagues, so I'll do more things and then I'll conclude. I want to teach you all in this divorce another skill, how you should fill your plate. So imagine you have a plate, half your plate should be non-starchy vegetables. Remember that, Miss Pam?
Yes.
Half your plate. Half your plate should be non-starchy vegetables. And we know what's non-starchy.
Yes.
right? Carrots, broccoli. I was talking to the pastor this morning, he talked about kale, maybe a tossed salad.
Without too much dressing.
Yes, I wanted to deviate. Yes, Your Honor. Maybe lemon juice and some vinegar, apple cider vinegar. But if you want a little dressing, as dietitians, moderation. We realize that you might need, something there in moderation. The other half of your plate, that is where you put some carb. If we divide that other half into half, so that's a quarter of your plate,
That's right.
add some carbs. We allow some carbs. We encourage complex carbohydrates. Carbohydrates that like instead of maybe a baked potato.
Yes.
We encourage sweet potato. Thank you, Dr. Joseph. We encourage whole grains. Quinoa. Oh, Your Honor, you're wonderful. So we encourage quinoa. We encourage whole grain rice.
Right.
It's carbs. And remember, pardon me?
Chickpeas.
Yes, we love you. Chickpeas, the peas and the beans, and then that other piece, some lean protein. Try to include some seafood along with that in week, twice, 2 or 3 times weekly. So that is my encouragement to you. You're gonna divorce sugar, you're divorcing a family. Know your family. Read the labels, anything ending in O's, right? And of course, try always to choose a more nutrient-dense choice. Our biggest problem and the biggest part of our testimony against sugar is that when you have too much sugar, whether it's a pie, pumpkin pie or what, you displace the nutrients that you should be getting from a healthy diet. So my encouragement, I'm representing dietitians this morning, is that you aim for a healthy plate. You think about ways to make more nutrient-dense choices. And I end today, Your Honor, by saying we are a resilient people. We can do this. We can. We have the power within us to do it. So let's, in this divorce, remember it's not a total divorce. You have some good in-laws, fruits and vegetables, right? Don't invite them over, right? And have a good co-parenting relationship. So around Thanksgiving, a little piece of pumpkin pie will not hurt anyone, right? In sweet potato pie, Your Honor, I hear your little pumpkin. I hear you behind the bench. Sweet potato pie.
But just one piece.
But we all know what we should be doing in moderation. My encouragement to you all, fill your plate with nutrient-dense choices.
So she can make her closing statement.
Yes, that was my closing. You've been so helpful in presenting my case. I appreciate you.
Thank you. You may step down. And Mr. James is calling his next witness. And please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are giving today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Give us a little bit of your background and your statement of too much sugar.
Yeah, so thank you for having me today. My name is Isaac Stanberry. I am a second-year medical student at Ohio State University College of Medicine. Additionally, I'm here today with my peer, Brianna, and we are here today to discuss the impact and the relationship of sugar and diabetes. diabetes, chronic disease that many of us have dealt with, or we know people in our lives who deal with it. And so let's start today by talking about where the sugar goes in our body when we have it.
It doesn't just go over our lips and to our hips.
The sugar hits our tongue, right? And it sends those feel-good chemicals to our head because it tastes so good. And then as it's traveling down through our body, it gets absorbed in our stomach and in our gut. And then it goes into our bloodstream. Our bloodstream is like the interstate or the highway. It's traveling all around our body to get the sugar where it needs to go, because the sugar is the fuel that fuels our body. So once the sugar goes in the place that it needs to, the cell, it enters the cell, it can do its job, and the cell can do its job whether it's in the brain and gives you the ability to think, or whether it's in your muscles and gives you the ability to contract and use them, right? So the sugar really serves as this fuel. But when we have diabetes, we see that the sugar can't get where it needs to go. It gets stuck in the bloodstream. If our bloodstream is the interstate, all the exits are closed. So this sugar gets stuck in our bloodstream, and then it can cause damage there. It can cause damage to our eyes, it can cause damage to our kidneys, it can cause damage to our nerves so that we can't feel things in our hands and toes. And so we see that there is an issue when this sugar cannot get where it needs to, because it doesn't have the key to get into our cells, which we call insulin. And so when we eat certain foods, such as very sugary foods that have been very processed and have just these sugars that are already broken down, they enter our bloodstream really quickly. And so they give us these, they fill up our bloodstream with all this sugar and it can't get out. And so over the long term, that's where it can cause the damage. And so we want to eat foods that are complex, and so that they absorb slower into our bloodstream, so that we don't get this spike in blood sugar, but we get a quick, or we get a more gradual rise, and then a more gradual fall. The other problem is if our blood sugar is too low. This is also a problem. Our body needs that energy. And so when we have too low blood sugar, we can get shaky, we can faint, and there can be other problems, such as falling into a coma. So when we want to eat these complex carbohydrates, it's so that we don't get that quick rise and that quick fall. It's that we get a good, even rise and a good, even fall down to baseline.
So her question is the addictive treatment that needs to be done for our addicts.
Would it be a danger for me just to cut my sugar off immediately?
Well, so that's the great thing. Sugar comes in a lot of forms. So those carbohydrates, the fruits and the veggies, are broken down into sugars.
Okay.
Where the sugar that you have in candy, those are already broken down.
Okay.
So if you have those other kinds of sugars, fruits and veggies, then they can be broken down into the sugar that your body needs. However, if you are diabetic and you have low blood sugar, and are you gonna speak on this? I don't wanna. Okay. So if you do have low blood sugar while you're diabetic, it is important that you raise that blood sugar quickly. And so they recommend having 15 grams and then waiting 15 minutes. So that would be about half a glass of orange juice.
Okay.
And that's when you're getting shaky and you feel like you might pass out. So in that case, it actually is important to get some quick sugar in you.
Okay.
Any other questions for this witness? Thank you. You may step down. And we will call my final witness. Good morning. Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You may be seated. And please state your name and qualifications for the record, please.
My name is Rihanna Velasquez, and I am a second-year medical student at The Ohio State University.
And what is your testimony about the excessive use of sugar?
I would like to start by again really driving home the point that my colleague Isaac mentioned, which is that glucose is the fuel for your body. And again, when that highway starts to get blocked, those exits get blocked, and glucose isn't able to make it where it needs to go, a common culprit we'll find is often those fatty, sugary, ultra-processed foods, like Lunchables, like those jelly donuts. So the defendant, Your Honor, sugar, is guilty.
What about our fried chicken?
Guilty.
Well, does it impact our sugars?
Fried chicken is a very good point. When we think about heart disease and the things that can kind of contribute to blockage of vessels, oily foods, very saturated fatty foods, those are things we want to keep an eye out for. And
So what should we cook it in to make it less of a culprit?
Air fry.
Air frying is a great alternative, very common. Boiling as well is a healthier alternative. But the point that I do hope that people walk away with today is that even when those exits get blocked, they don't have to stay that way. So whether that is cutting down on those foods or finding those alternatives, whether it is working in exercise, checking out the heart and soul, and walk with a dog programs our other esteemed witnesses have mentioned. Diabetes doesn't have to be an absolute outcome your body hands out. Through those lifestyle modifications, through changing our diet and the foods we eat, through incorporating exercise, we are able to delay, to prevent, and even to reverse type 2 diabetes and prediabetes.
Yes.
That's encouraging. Thank you.
And that is the point I definitely wanted to make sure that we walk out of the courtroom knowing today. And then in terms of what this divorce might look like moving forward, again, I just want to encourage that we open those conversations with our providers, that we get connected with dietitians, that we start this journey with a friend, so that you can find that extra layer of support and really make these as lasting changes in your day-to-day. In terms of tips, we mentioned heavily the importance of reading labels. So again, choosing water over sodas, choosing water over sugary drinks, even fruit juices are a place where sugars can hide. Checking the labels when we are picking fruits. For example, frozen fruits might oftentimes have added sugars. So that family of fructose, sucrose, glucose, they'll try to sneak in. So it really becomes important that you read those labels. And then lastly, again, as we look to make this divorce from sugar, there are many, many tried and true meal strategies out there. It may take some trial and error to find out what works best for you, but it is definitely worthwhile. And it is important to keep in mind that you are looking for strategies and changes that can be long-term partners that meet your needs and your preferences. And every change does make a difference. So again, I commend you all for taking this step to divorce from sugar.
Given the fast pace of our society, we have many of these meal options that can be mailed to you. Are they as healthy as they advertise them to be? And and how would they speak to their challenge of cooking for one or two people when they are used to cooking for a family?
That's a great question. Those meal delivery services, they can do a great job of making food accessible, of bringing it to your doorstep. Again, though, that does give you a little less control over what ingredients you're actually putting on your plate. So it is important, as our witness dietitian mentioned previously, just to continue to keep in mind how are you building your plate, how are you balancing out those fats and proteins and carbohydrates to really make sure you're giving your body what you need.
I do have a question really quickly. Can you talk a little bit, and I'm going to take the dietitian talking about gardening, the importance of gardening and teaching our young people. And we do have a community garden, I believe. Talk just a little bit about growing your own food, fruits and vegetables and so on. How healthy.
Of course. My family is a huge gardening family, so I would definitely love to speak on that. I would say even if you aren't able to start one in your own backyard, the Healthy Community Center at 1600 East Long Street, the old MLK Library, has a very beautiful, beautiful garden with a lot of vegetables open for the taking. So just, again, continuing to maintain that garden to table connection is really a very powerful way to see where your food comes from, see the process of see that process of where the healthy food that you try to build in, how fulfilling it can be to grow it with your own hands and to build community in the process. So definitely thank you for bringing up that point about the opportunities of community gardens.
And you can plant your own kale in a plant pot in the house.
Yeah. She said you can plant your own kale in a pot, flower pot.
In the house.
In the house. You can plant tomatoes in the house. You can plant a lot of vegetables right in your house. You can also do all of your basil and all of your seasonings in the flower pot in the house.
Any comments about your
Yes, definitely. So the Urban Aging Residents Coalition meets towards the last Wednesday of every month, and they invite speakers like many of the esteemed witnesses you've heard from today, who will continue to be able to support you with more information about changes. About changes you can make to support your health. In addition, Isaac and I are there frequently as well. We are part of the Albert Schweitzer Fellowship Program at the Ohio State University. So just feel free to come talk to us anytime. We'd love to meet you.
Thank you. You may step down. Well, Mr. James, does that conclude all of the witnesses that you have for the petitioner today? Now, is he going to testify for Sugar or for the petitioner?
For the petitioners,
Okay.
with the resources that they
Okay.
provide for us.
You may approach it.
Thank you, Robert. And then we have one more, Sierra, and Leslie, don't come close.
Okay, so the petitioner has all these witnesses. So we don't have any witnesses for Sugar. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give today will be the truth? Thank you. You may be seated. State your name and your occupation and your relationship to the organization or to the use of excessive sugar.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Adrian Moore. I'm the Vice President of our Strategic Partnerships for Levels Unlocked. And what my connection is, and somebody I want to give a big thanks to is, Director Ringo. What my specific organization does is, we help our seniors combat, being lonely and being, being isolated through the use of video games. I know that sounds a little crazy. So for those in here that know me, they also call me Dr. Administrator. I was known that name by Pam, who was also my neighbor. She also lives about 4 doors down from me.
So words with friends is really a good thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she literally lives 4 doors down from me, so I see Pam almost every day. My first introduction to Pam was through baby bunk cakes.
Bunk cakes.
Baby bunk cakes.
Sister Pound Cake needs to bunk.
So what we do every Tuesday is we host an event with the generous funding from Franklin County Office on Aging to provide our seniors a safe place, a communal place where we can help them create, pretty healthy digital lifestyles, and as well as, creating a sense of, community with our seniors. And we do that through the use of video games. Our founder and CEO is a certified, a board certified physician. So it's really important for us, everything that we do, when we want to create some sort of healthy lynch for that activity. And like I said, every Tuesday when we're here at 1556 North High Street from 10 to 1. And like I said, we have a programming where we offer free breakfast, free lunch. We teach our seniors about healthy, digital lifestyles. We also help our seniors get online safely, be able to spot scams and have the confidence, to be online and actually help create a sense of community. Something else that I'm really important, that I think is really important is our kinship days. And our kinship days are designed, again, I want to give a special shout out to, Director Wingo here for giving us the opportunity. So with our kinship gaming days, what we do is we want to connect our seniors with, pretty much other youth, anyone from a diaper all the way on up. And it's really important that we allow our seniors to have access, to different people in the community, and also that does help them combat being lonely, being isolated. We even have our seniors, we have one young man in our program, that comes, who's 96 years old. So watch someone that is 96 years old get on a computer. Maybe this is probably the first time in his life that he's actually used a computer. And just being able to see that sense of community that young man is able to participate in every single Tuesday. I don't think he misses a day. A Tuesday. So again, I'm very thankful to partner up with Ms. Pam, the rest of the UARC crew, and definitely Franklin County Office on Aging to be able to put this wonderful programming forth that we do have.
Any questions for this witness? If not, you may step down. Thank you so much for your testimony. I'm gonna have to come out on Tuesday now. Right.
Did I mention, Judge, there, we do offer free breakfast, free lunch. A full spread of healthy food.
Good.
So we're located at 1556 North High Street. It's right in the gateway, South Campus
It
Gateway.
is wonderful that these young people can remember all of these things. And they know we're seniors and they didn't bring us any brochures with the address.
Well, I see most of the seniors here attend our events on Tuesday.
But there are some new
We're gonna recruit y'all. You ain't worried. I ain't worried. We got you.
We are located right next to the Gateway Movie Theater. Our last session will be, I believe, December 16th. Will be our last session of the year. And we have actually held, and I'm proud to say this, 48 sessions. Well, we're on pace to hold 48 sessions this year out of 52. So, thank you again, Dr.
Mr. James is calling.
Last witness.
Your last witness?
No. Two more.
Yeah, two.
Yeah, her and one more. Two more.
My witness list is wrong.
I see. And they didn't exchange the witness list with the court.
I'm sorry. I did a lot of things wrong today. I'm sorry. No. Let's follow order on the record. I was wrong. I'm gonna make my.
You gotta give your advocate the witness list.
I know.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give today will be the truth?
Yes.
You may be seated.
Your Honor, my name is Leslie Hawkins. I'm an independent insurance broker in Medicare. I'm a consultant. I consider myself your go-to girl for Medicare and insurance solutions. Today, I'm proud to say that I represent multiple carriers, insurance carriers here in the community that are offering in this powerful initiative in divorce insurance.
And aren't we in open enrollment right now?
Yes, ma'am, we are. And we have 36 days left for open enrollment. But during this open enrollment period, I want everyone to know in the courts that there are several carriers that offer chronic condition plans that target diabetes as well as cardiac disease and other chronic health conditions. These plans focus on coordinated care, enhanced benefits, and personalized support to help members stay healthier, more active, and better supported throughout their wellness journey.
And don't they cover silver sneakers, I believe?
I am so glad you said that. So these plans also include valuable benefits that go beyond traditional Medicare coverage with the traditional Part A and Part B. Many offer extra benefit cards that provide a monthly stipend. Seniors can use to purchase healthy groceries, pay utility bills, assist with rent and mortgage payments, and buy over-the-counter health items. In addition, members may enjoy access to Silver Sneakers fitness program, which allows them to participate in gyms nationwide. One thing that seniors do not know, they can have a membership at every gym in the city that participates in Silver Sneakers.
For free.
Who participates?
Pardon me?
Who participates?
Who participates in Silver Sneakers? Well, all of the insurance carriers, or are you asking who in the courtroom participates in
He's
Silver
asking
Sneakers?
what gyms
United
participate.
Healthcare.
Let's see, United Healthcare, their program is called something different than Silver Sneakers, but it is the same concept. Lifetime Fitness, Planet Fitness, Next Level Fitness, LA Fitness, you name it. All you have to do is go to your carrier's website and or call the customer service number, and they'll be able to direct you to a list of fitness facilities.
I'm sorry.
No, that is a great question.
Good.
Some of them do have hours of operation that are different
Yes.
for the seniors
That's
than
right.
they are for the general public.
And they
So
also
you have to make sure you check that.
Yes,
That's
and
right,
they also contain classes that are geared just for seniors. So it may be cardio classes, low impact aerobics, chair aerobics, yoga, tai chi to help with balance. And just as Director Mingo said before, these help bridge the gap in some of those disparities that we're seeing in our community. Let's see, some of these benefits also allow our participants to earn healthy rewards and wellness initiatives for maintaining the active lifestyle. So if you follow through with your preventative visits as well as your steps and your exercising, it could end up in a monetary reward with a gift card that you can use for shopping or some pleasurable things as well. I'm also honored to partner with value-based healthcare providers such as Optum Healthcare, Oak Street Healthcare, and Dedicated Senior Medical Center, which are organizations that share commitment in delivering comprehensive, compassionate care to our seniors of our community. Optum and I today have provided gift bags for all of our participants that include healthy snacks and educational materials for promoting better nutrition. I do offer a complimentary Medicare review for those who need it. I ask, don't be married to your health plan because your health plan is not married to you. They are changing rapidly every year, and some seniors are not even aware. I like to use my mother as an example. She was married to a particular health carrier and was insistent not to change until the next year came, and her one medication was $400. And at that point, I was able to put her in a chronic condition plan that changed that $400 premium to copay to $0. So please sit down with someone like myself or me. My business cards are also included in the bag so that we can look at your physicians, make sure they're in the network. I know this year, 2025, there are a couple of major hospital organizations that chose not to renew their Medicare contracts with certain carriers, which left participants having to change their provider or change their insurance. So it is very, very important that you talk to someone like myself.
I think we have one question for this witness. Sister Pound Cake has a question.
I was going to say, Judge Jamison, I'm so impressed by you because you are on top of all
Yes, she is.
impressed and shocked, but anyway.
But in my former life, I was an insurance agent. And because I'm over 65, they are soliciting me for Medicare.
That's right.
However, I think there is an income limit before you can go to Medicare. Am I right or wrong?
Well, not necessarily.
If you're full-time employed, can you go to Medicare if you have employer-based health insurance available?
That is a good question, Your Honor. Yes, you can. However, you will be paying that monthly premium for Part B. And if you're not receiving your Social Security check, you will be paying that premium directly to Medicare. And they can set you on automatic withdrawal. However, if you have a certain income limit, if it is over $99,999, your premium could be higher than someone, maybe your neighbor. So, those are good questions.
Good information. Now, she does really have a question.
Several years ago, I had an advocate that helped you with the insurance plans, and as you say, they changed. So would you be classified as that advocate? I don't know who paid for it, but they were an advocate. I didn't have to pay for it, which was good.
I think she is offering anyone a comprehensive review of your Medicare plan.
Yes,
And she brought her cards, so you can get a comprehensive personal interview with her.
Yes, Your Honor.
I will follow up. Thank you.
So in the bags that the UARC team will be passing out to everyone that's here today.
Those pretty orange bags.
Yes, ma'am.
I have one right here.
There's a color.
Yeah, because that Plan B is difficult to navigate.
So, I always like to say it's like a whole algebra equation. So Medicare Part A plus Part B plus Part D equals C. So, if you are a person that you have the red, white, blue, A and B, A covers hospital, B covers medical, B is what you pay out of your Social Security check or directly to Medicare. You have to have D coverage. If you do not get D coverage, you will be penalized. And you asked a good question, Judge. If you are working and you want to participate in Medicare, I have sat down with people and they've kind of weighed out their options to see if they're paying more out of their paycheck for their premiums, or would it be better for them to take Medicare and utilize that? So some have done that as well. Or if you decide to have both, your employer's coverage is primary and your Medicare is secondary, so they will coordinate benefits.
Another question, my
Another question?
Well, I have actually, I'm on Medicare. And I also have a retirement from State Teachers Retirement. And so when all these Advantage plans came out, I called them. And they said if I sign up for one of those Advantage plans, they will take away all of the insurance that State Teachers Retirement
That's
provides.
why it's very important that you sit down with a specialist like myself, because if you are someone that retired from a government entity, they do have group Medicare plans and they have their own special program for their retirees, because sometimes they offer monthly stipends to help pay. There's a lot of extra benefits. So I just encourage you, number one, do not be moved by someone who calls you, because as brokers or agents, we are not allowed to call anyone who has not given us written consent to call them. So if you are receiving a call from someone, let them know, I did not give you permission to call. Can you please give me your name and your license number so that I can call the Ohio Department of Insurance? They'll probably hang up on you.
Yeah, I think I made the call because when you see this on television, it sounds like a great plan. And so that's why I followed up with my retirement.
Absolutely.
Just because they sound great, And she said if I sign up, then I would lose the insurance that I have through my state teachers
And not
retirement.
everyone knows,
So,
believe me, I have
Yes.
dealt with people who said, hey, I lost my extra stipend that
yes,
the state of Ohio gives me because I signed up.
yes. So just be careful,
That's why you need to have an individual consultation, because everybody's circumstances are different. And you don't often get someone that will offer to do it for free. She is offering a complimentary review. So, you don't get that often.
Your Honor, if I may say, just my background, I do have a master's in business and health administration. I have worked for Ohio Health. I worked for them for 15 years as a practice administrator. I've worked for some of our larger companies like Cigna Healthcare and Blue Cross Blue Shield, processing claims in my earlier years, as well as processing appeals and things like that, doing training. And I was a center operations director for another healthcare. So I am very familiar with the behind the scenes from insurance process, as well as your doctor's offices and being licensed. I've been licensed since 2007. And so again, I look at our community that I serve as my extended family, because I don't like to see our seniors being defrauded or taken advantage of.
Hey, any other questions for this witness? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. And you may call your last witness, Mr. James.
This year,
Good morning. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give today will be the truth? And you are a Chicago Bulls fan, I see.
just a jack.
Okay, please be seated.
Good morning. My name is Sierra Nkaha, and I'm the program manager at the African American Male Wellness Agency. So I'm here to talk about our You Got This program. By show of hands, how many people are dealing with diabetes or know someone living with diabetes? Everybody. So You Got This is a diabetes awareness initiative where we help our community, the Black and Brown community, gain access to CGM devices. All of our wellness coaches are...
Can you tell them what a CGM device is? Because
Yes.
we use acronyms that other people
Correct.
don't know.
A CGM device is a continuous glucose monitor. That is a device that you see people wearing on their arm to basically tell you what your sugar levels are instead of pricking your fingers. So we are partnered with all 7 managed care plans to help provide diabetes self-management care education to all of our communities. So if you are interested, please reach out to the African American Male Wellness Agency, but we also do have an event on the 14th, which is National Diabetes Awareness Day, and it is free to the community. We will have healthy food, so we'll have salmon, chicken, rice pilaf, green beans, sugar-free cheesecake as your dessert, water and infused water, and also freshly squeezed juice by our very own Risa Watkins. So we are inviting everyone to come out. I do have an invitation as well that you can take and share with your family and friends. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can reach out to me personally. I will be here and I'll share my number with everyone that needs it. I will not give it to you right now, but if you do need anything, just let me know. You're more than welcome.
Now, I know you bought a flyer.
I did.
I love this agency. Does anyone have questions? Okay.
I can answer all questions afterwards.
Yes.
Is that okay?
We're on time for
We can have a one-on-one session, I promise.
Well, we're gonna let her take one question. I got this. We get ready to
Forgive me.
We get ready to get our decree. We gonna take one question, and then we're gonna do our decree.
12:30, I'm just trying to find them.
No, but they gave me a black robe. We good. We're gonna do our decree right after this last question.
I could have this question answered.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a limit on the number? Because we also represent a group of aging seniors for your event. Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Welcome to the event. Okay. Okay, so we have our decree. Oh, thank you so much, Ms. Deborah. So the petitioner rests their case, and we have no witnesses for the respondent, Sugar. Right. Sugar was properly noticed and served that this proceeding was going to be held today and has failed to appear. So we will swear the petitioners. If you would all raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give today will be the truth? Yes. Okay. This matter has come before the court upon the petition for divorce filed by, state your name, and the court is recognizing the seriousness of the issue presented and desiring to bring humor to this situation, and I make the following whimsical findings. I have identified all of you as parties, and you are all petitioners in this dissolution and divorce of marriage. The date of the marriage, the petitioner and the respondent entered into the sweet, albeit unhealthy, bond of matrimony in the year of our Lord, state the year of your birth. 2025, somebody just got it. And there's been an irretrievable breakdown. The court finds that there has been an irretrievable breakdown of the sugar-laden marriage relationship between the petitioner and the respondent, marked by excessive sweetness and detrimental health effects. The grounds for the divorce. Based upon the testimony of the witnesses, the grounds for divorce are irreconcilable differences and incompatibility with the primary factor being the detrimental effects of excessive sugar consumption on the petitioner's health and well-being, and the urgent need to break free from his sugary grip. In the property division, at the beginning of the hearing, the court did take into evidence all sugars that were in our trick-or-treat buckets. And in the property division, the sugar-laden treats and confections that were acquired during the course of the marriage are relinquished by the petitioner. And now we're not going to donate them to a worthy cause. We're going to leave them in the care and custody of the court to discard them responsibly, ensuring no further temptations. Custody and visitation. The petitioner shall have sole custody and control over their dietary choices. No visitation rights with the sugar, except in the rare event of a sweet craving emergency to be managed under strict supervision. The petitioner shall receive unwavering support from friends, family, and healthcare professionals in the endeavor to lead a healthier sugar-reduced lifestyle with no interference from sugar. The petitioner shall have the right to embrace a sugar-free identity. You will no longer be known as the sweet consumer and reclaim a healthier and happier existence devoid of the saccharine influence of sugar. This decree of divorce from sugar shall serve as a light-hearted reminder of the importance of reducing sugar intake for optimal health and well-being in the golden years. This decree is final unless a motion is made to the court to reopen this proceeding, that you might indulge in sugar again. This is dated today, October 31st, 2025. Okay. Bonafide witness, Lady Pamela Shields, Urban Aging Residents Coalition. And the petitioners can sign where it says acknowledgement of commitment. This is signed by myself.
That's right.
Judge Terri Jamison.
That's right.
And this does make it official. You are
Can we do hats off? If you got your hats on, count us off, Judge. 1, 2, 3. Count us off, and we're gonna throw our hats off. Hats off, because you made it official.
Oh, hats off. 1, 2, 3. This does conclude our proceeding, and you are free from sugar. Thank you so much.
Now that we're at the end of this, can I make a couple announcements?
You can make the announcement.
Thank you.
After she adjourns court,
Okay.
and I leave the bench.
Go ahead.
I ain't doing it no more. Too much work. I did all this basically by myself. Y'all don't get it. I did this by myself.
The court is now adjourned and the judge will go to judge's chambers.
All right, okay. Thank you.